Whenever people search for the cheapest countries to live, retire, or stay temporarily, places like Portugal, Spain, Croatia, Thailand, Turkey, Mexico, etc. always get mentioned, as these countries are on top of every reputable list ranking the cheapest countries to live on a budget. However, there are many other underrated countries that are not lauded enough and are much cheaper to live in when compared to the obvious ones. So in this video, we've ranked 12 most underrated and cheapest countries to live in the world in accordance to their average cost of living. These countries might be off the and path, but that doesn't mean that they're not livable. Plus, most of these countries are quite safe, and boast some presence of an international community as well. Yet keep in mind, all of them come with their own immersive pros and cons. But in the end, it all depends upon one's tastes and preferences. What's more, to diversify this list even further, we've listed at least one country from every region of the world, number 12, Taiwan. When most people think about moving to East Asia, countries like Japan and South Korea are always on top of the list. However, Taiwan is also another viable candidate for anyone looking for a unique culture, delicious food, and well-developed infrastructure. It's certainly very underrated to live, but typically, Taiwan is not considered a cheap country. Nonetheless, with its median cost of living of $1,600, it's a lot cheaper than many other first-world countries, although technically it isn't recognized as an independent country by the United Nations, and many others, all due to prickly political situation with China. But anyhow, it still operates as a sovereign state, with a very high Human Development Index. On top of this, the visa policies are very lenient, offering all types of option, especially for digital nomads and students. It's also known for being one of the safest countries in East Asia with an extremely low crime rate. But the only viable threat it faces is externally from China. Number 11, Georgia, located at the crossroads of Eastern Europe and Western Asia. Georgia has long been one of the most underrated countries to live in on a budget. However, in recent years, it's received a lot of prominence specifically from digital nomads and remote workers looking to stretch their monthly income. It hosts many amazing cities to choose from, like its capital and largest city, Tii, a real gem offering stunning architecture, modern amenities, and many outdoor activities, or its coastal city of Batumi, famous for its casinos, neon lights, and resorts. On the flip side, it's still a post-Soviet country, and despite recent investments, the infrastructure is still somewhat outdated and the overall quality of life is low. It's also pretty tricky finding a local job here, though it is one of the easiest to start business, based on the amount of business-friendly regulations and taxation. On top of this, the country has an extremely generous visa-free policy that allows more than 95 nationalities to enter the country without a visa and stay for up to 1 year. Number 10. Slovakia, tucked in the middle of Europe. It's no surprise that Slovakia gets much less attention than its more popular neighbors like Austria, Poland, and Czechia. Its capital, Bratislava, may be better known, but as a whole, the country is still little known outside of Europe in terms of economy and development. Slovakia is doing exceptionally well, and when it comes to safety and environment, it's quite friendly and peaceful. The average cost of living is also lower at around $1,400, which can be a great draw for young digital nomads. In addition to all this, the country is extremely beautiful, both naturally and architecturally, for those who appreciate compact communities, cobbled streets, fanciful castles, cathedrals, delightful old towns with a blend of modern amenities. Its city of Bratislava can be their best bet, while when venturing further than the capital one, can find the mountainous and sparsely populated outbacks full of natural wonders and hidden gems. Number 9. Chile. Chile is one of the wealthiest as well as the least corrupt and one of the safest countries in South America, and yet it doesn't get as much attention as its counterparts like Argentina and Colombia, with its dramatic mountain ranges, luxurious lakes, and coastal beach access. It can offer its residents a wide range of lifestyle options. The ability to ski in the winter and live by the beach in the summer is a luxury that most counties cannot offer for those wanting to maintain an urban lifestyle. its city of Santiago can be the main point of interest with its widely developed and advanced environment for expats, while to maintain an urban lifestyle in Chile, one should expect to spend around $1,400 a month to live comfortably aside from the living expenses. Chile is also pretty flexible in regards to visa and residence permits. There are residence permits for retirees and remote workers earning and steady income from elsewhere. Number 8. LVA out of all the 3 Baltic states, namely Estonia and Lithuania, Lvia, despite being right in the center, is the least visited and explored. Yet the small European country has plenty to offer with its wonderful nature, amazing cities, and extensive beaches. Aside from being underrated, it is the cheapest out of all the Baltic states, with the median cost of living well below $1,400. Although it's a rather small country with only around 1.8 million inhabitants, it's home to all the modern-day services and amenities with excellent standard and quality of life. Most of the foreign individual moving to Laya tend to reside in its capital of Ria, a vibrant metropolis home to various businesses, arts venues, and cultural attractions, making it an ideal place for young professionals seeking a vibrant and fast-paced lifestyle. Latvia also has one of the most lenient residence permit in Europe, which allows its holders to freely visit any other Schengen country, since Latvia is part of both the EU and the Schengen area. Number 7. Marius. In the past, Machias was one of the world's most overlooked islands. However, nowadays it's under the radar of many digital nomads, expats, and retirees. But despite this, it's still proving to be a hard sell, as it doesn't attract as many people as it should as a whole. The island's natural beauty is unparalleled, with white sandy beaches, crystal clear waters, and breathtaking mountain ranges. The year-round tropical climate ensures pleasant temperatures, allowing its inhabitants to enjoy outdoor activities and explore this paradise's natural wonders. Moreover, Majas is known for its safety and security, offering a peaceful environment that allows most newcomers to focus on their work without worry. In addition to all this, the visa requirements and legal considerations to be a digital nomad or retiree in Marius are straightforward and accessible for individuals from anywhere in the world. On the downside, the cost of living has risen a bit in recent years, as the country is experiencing a sudden surge of inflation. But even with the high rate of inflation, the average cost of living is still lower than its counterparts, like the Seychelles and Maldives. Number 6. Dominica, not to be confused with the Dominican Republic. Dominica is one of the most unique yet very underrated Caribbean islands, and when most people think about moving to the Caribbean and the Lesser Antilles, the top most choices are the island nations of the Dominican Republic, the Bahamas, or St. Lucia. However, Dominica displays its own unique charm and traits, famed as the nature island of the Caribbean. It brims with hot springs, picturesque lakes, mountains, waterfalls, and black sand beaches, which altogether never ceases to amaze its residents with its endless, unspoiled natural beauty. Plus, language isn't an issue in this Caribbean island, as the official language is English, but Dominican Creole and French are also spoken. One of the major advantages of living in Dominica is the low cost of living housing, and services are relatively cheap, while food is expensive due to a high rate of import. To top it all off, the country also offers a citizenship by investment program which requires investment of at least $200,000 in real estate. Number 5. Cambodia. Tourism in Cambodia is definitely on the rise. Yet when it comes to living there, it isn't as enticing as Thailand, the Philippines, or Malaysia, though it is still excellent for those looking for a temporary place to reside on a tight budget. Its cities of Nen and Siem Reap are the main hub for most international communities and offer up all present amenities and many sites for entertainment, including a multitude of restaurants and cafes. The median cost of living is also very low, and a sole foreigner living at Cambodia could easily get by with around $800 to $1,000 per month.